on YouTube, I should say. And I'm going to stream the actual call. And I'm going to share them. Here we go. Yes, sir. How y'all doing tonight, gentlemen?
Doing good. Doing good.
We were having a little powwow before we decided to go live tonight, and I do thank you thank you two gentlemen for actually hanging out and having our little spat before we went live and talked about everything. And this is not alcohol. This is actually Pepsi Nitro Vanilla.
I heard that's pretty good stuff, though.
Spiked.
I love it, man. I really do. I actually enjoy it very much.
And I'm just drinking some water, just I gotta be. I got. I'm not trying to have too much caffeine tonight because I gotta be somewhere, in Louisiana by 1 p.m. tomorrow.
Listen at him. He's got things to do and people to see.
Mm-hmm.
In that order, too.
Hey.
And so Phil did not watch Royal Rumble. We talked about that.
Yeah, I'm not much of a WWE guy anymore.
Yeah.
I did check the highlights, though.
Okay. And everybody was wrong. Everybody picked Punk.
I picked
y'all are wrong. Punk didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't win either. Hey, I admit I didn't win either. I was way off, way worse than everybody else. At least your guy.
You picked the Miz. What do you expect? He wasn't even in the Rumble.
He came in at 25. Okay, 25, and he did damn good. He lasted until number 30 came out. Shit. I mean, I didn't expect that. And Jey Uso lasted a long time too.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one's broke Kane's. Has anyone broken Kane's record yet from Royal Rumble 2000?
No, the closest one I think is Kofi Kingston with 16, and Kane has 18. I think they announced that at Royal Rumble. I think I'm right on that. Or it might be Kofi has.
I still thought it was funny when he scared Drew Carey out of the Rumble that year.
I really thought it was funny when Pat McAfee joined the Rumble this year, and he was we're going to fight Omos, and he's like, nah.
Like Omos and Braun Breaker in the middle of the ring. He's like, nah. No.
I thought it was funny. It kind of reminded me of what Jerry the King Lawler did.
Climbed over the top rope and then exited himself.
Well, no, he was right. He was doing commentary, and then his music came, and he went and did the Total Power.
Yeah, I know, right?
Sorry, here was on a house show. Total Power.
Oh, that's my phone.
Yeah, I hear that ringtone a lot at my job.
Yeah, it's a good ringtone. Mine's generic.
Mine's the Metal Gear Solid codec.
Really, that ain't bad. Mine's just generic. But so should we start off with the biggest news of the night of Brock
Lesnar and
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Now it's just Brock Lesnar now.
Oh, it's just Brock Lesnar. That ain't Brock Lesnar. It sounds like
he might be perfect. Like I said, I think his career in pro wrestling might be over.
Yeah, I think it's done now.
I mean, he has no. I mean,
you go on the Royal Rumble winner list. I mean, his 2 victories that are on there is not up there anymore.
Hello. Wow.
Hey.
What's up, Ashley?
What's that?
What's up, Miss Backbreaker herself?
I watched your match. I watched some of the highlights of your match. I love the trash talk.
Thank you.
Yes, I caught a little bit of it myself. So
well done, Grass.
I like the ring gear. It's pretty badass too.
It was a little hot, but it did look pretty cool, so it was worth it.
Yeah, you put on a hell of a show.
Pretty cool. The colors and everything. You kind of represented your personality a little bit. It's very old school Joshi. That's what I like about it. Like I've seen like a lot of Japanese women wrestlers wear something like that, especially like Manami Toyota.
I like it because I thought it looked cool and it was on sale.
Well,
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
You got your money's worth. I can tell you that.
Oh, and by the way, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. So, did you watch the Rumble by any chance, or was you too busy kicking ass, taking names, to even worry about some other, podunk company like the WWE?
Exactly.
Wow, there you go. So, exactly. I mean, did you watch the Rumble at all, or are you just worried about what you did in the ring?
I watched the first match, which was the women's Royal Rumble match.
Which is by far the best match on the card.
Or
So
the women's rumble is pretty badass.
Yes.
yeah, to me, I like the Royal Rumble because I like the suspense of like who's gonna make a return for like a one night only thing, and they didn't have any returns, so it was just kind of.
Well, we had a surprise, a big one.
We got Jordan
We
Grace.
did have a big surprise.
Couple surprises. Naomi's back.
Well,
Naomi's back.
She lasted a pretty long time, almost an hour.
And that was pretty cool. They had it's kind of funny. I like how they mentioned the fact that I even like the fact they mentioned that Trinity was the former TNA Women's Champion. I'm so used to calling her Trinity, man. After leaving WWE, going to TNA.
It's fine, man. I understand completely. But the question I have, though, is since we have a women's wrestler in our presence, a badass women's wrestler who is still in training, who is working for Outlaw Wrestling Society and being trained by the one and only Rainbow Warrior in our presence.
Oh, yeah.
How do you think you did in your 3 matches this past Saturday? I apologize I didn't get to go. I found out I had some bad news that my aunt almost burned to death, and she was in the hospital. I just got back like right before I even came live tonight, so I do apologize on that on my part. That is totally 100% me.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean it's cool. Her house burned down. Her 2 dogs burned up in it. She got 1 dog. She has second-degree burns on her face, her neck, her arm, and her whole back. It was in Stapleton, Alabama. So yeah, she was medevac or south flighted to USA, and Aunt Janet, get well soon. I love you. I hope I made your night a little bit better tonight by making you laugh as much. I made her laugh so much, gentlemen and lady, that she threw up from anesthesia. So I think I did my job.
Hey, I used to work for USA, so they have a really good burn unit. I know and I got some really good friends up on the burn ICU. And I know they're going to take really good care of her. They're a good hospital if you go for what it's made for, which is a level 1 trauma, stroke, and burn center. If you're there because you stubbed your toe 2 weeks ago, be prepared to sit there in the waiting room for 48 hours.
If not longer.
But
I even heard they even have a really I had a friend of mine that was flown over to USA because he was in a really bad car accident. Almost died.
Sorry to hear that, buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
If absolute emergencies like that, that's what USA is made for. It's not made for like stomach pain that's been going on for 2 weeks or whatever. If you're not automatically knocking on death's door ready to dance with the Grim Reaper, don't go to that hospital because you are going to be there for a while.
Yeah.
They deal with more serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just glad she's okay. I went up there and I got to see my cousin under those circumstances, and I wish it was under better circumstances. Love you, Caleb. Good to see you, buddy. And Janet, again, like I said, get better soon, and I'll be sending you a copy of this tomorrow because I told her I'd let her hear it and let her watch it. She's like, "You better not mention me." I was like, "Fat chance, lady. I'm doing what the hell I want to do." So. Yeah, so thank y'all for tuning in, and like I said, it's been an emotional week. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and again, so how do you think you did in your matches this past Saturday?
Well, because the original plan was to have a show at 10, 12, and 2, but the weather was not letting us do that. So we ended up postponing the show. We did one show, had 4 matches. It started at 1 and ended around 2. I valeted for 3 of them, and I actually wrestled one of them.
What? There you go, valet.
I was out there all 4 shows, or all 4 matches.
So, how did you do, trash talker?
I think I did pretty damn well for someone who didn't have a whole lot of training, get a chance to do a whole lot of training up until the show, and for us to just go out there and take everything that we knew and put it all in one match. I thought it was pretty well for what it was.
Nice. I have one takeaway that I seen you wrestling some random guy. I'm not going to give him any name. You beat the hell out of that man. You hit him so hard he bounced off the ropes, and then you did a backslide on him. Like, do you want to give him any shout out at all? Period, or do you just want to call him your bitch?
Oh, he's my bitch for real.
That's what's up. I love it. So yeah, I definitely love it. But yeah, that guy, you gave it to him, and I can honestly tell you that I was very, very impressed. And I am going to get to one of your shows, and I am going to watch. And I'm not going to say a word. And if you ask me for anything, I'm going to tell you nothing. Because if you're asking me or asking anybody for anything, you should be asking your trainer. Always.
And that's another thing I have coming up that I'm pretty excited about. Like, I'm still obviously going to be training with Josh Payne, the Rainbow Warrior. But I'm also going to start training with another person middle of February, end of February, because he's going to offer training 5 days a week.
That's what's up.
So I'm going to start training with him throughout the week and then train with Josh on Sunday. So I'll be in the ring a lot more. And so I can work on myself and hopefully get into some more shows.
Also, do you want to give him a shout out, your new trainer?
He is Larry Bartlett.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nothing bad there at all. I think he's one of the wrestlers or one of the big wrestlers at AWF, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give a shout out to Shannon as well. Shannon Henderson. I think he's the owner of AWF.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He just kind of retired from in-ring stuff due to health issues and stuff, but he is wanting to train others and help them get better. So I messaged Josh to make sure it was okay if I took him up on that, and he was like, absolutely, go for it. So I did.
Yeah, I mean, Josh is one of the most outstanding people you'll ever meet, people. If you don't know who Josh Payne is, all you have to do is YouTube Rainbow Warrior. He's been around the Gulf Coast for many a year. With a
I wonder if his theme song is Rainbow in the Dark by Dio. Because he is a Rainbow Warrior. That's my theory.
But he is the most flamboyant, most charismatic warrior that wears the rainbow. And I major shout out to the Rainbow Warrior. Major shout out. And that is awesome. He's letting you train with him. And so when is your first training session with Mr. Bartlett?
He doesn't have it official yet. He said I would know something around February 16th. So
that's what's up.
I'll know a little bit by then.
Nice. I have nothing bad to say about what you did over this past weekend. Nothing at all. Everything was great in my opinion. You're still new. You're still learning. You're still green. Of course, you're not going to be flawless. Of course, you're not going to know every spot to hit. Of course, you're not going to know every single aspect of the ring right away. But what you do know and what you executed was flawlessly.
Yes.
So
nice job. I caught a little bit of the match on Facebook, so I was very impressed.
Yes, I even hearted it because you impressed me, and that's hard, I would say, because there's a lot of wrestlers here in the Gulf Coast, even in the South, that want to be something and they train their asses off. God help them, and they can't even do an actual arm drag, and they can't do an actual takeover, and some of them can't even do a drop kick properly. God help them. And I'm not trying to bad talk anybody. It's just those people, they have what I call stage fright. They can do it. I can't actually wrestle, like training. And I'm like, damn, dude, you're awesome. As soon as that people get in that auditorium or arena, it's like
they choke.
Yeah, they forgot everything they learned. And you,
I've actually few people seen stage fright. You know, very few people have never seen it. Like I don't know, just like some people. You know, when I was in a band and everything, I basically just pretend they weren't there.
Sometimes you have to. It's really hard sometimes because some of them will heckle.
Or think of the audience.
Yeah, but I mean, some of the people though are just there to heckle you and make sure you choke and want to see you do bad. And those are the fans that I despise, because as much as I give shit to like Baron Corbin or any of those other wrestlers, they can actually wrestle, and I'm not taking anything away from what they can do. I just don't like their style. But
Baron Corbin's style is too soft.
He looks fake.
Why are we talking about Baron Corbin when I'm sitting right here?
Ain't it? Yeah. Why are you talking about Baron Corbin?
Well, I mean, what I'm saying though is I didn't mean to distract. I didn't mean to get off track here. I'm just saying that most of the wrestlers that have stage fright or try to do other things, they great training, great segments in the ring whenever there's nobody around except for like like I guess you call it the crew. But as soon as people start filing in, it's like they forgot how to run the ropes. They forgot how to. It's like they're looking like squirrel, like we talk about here.
And a brain fart.
Like what?
A brain fart.
Yeah, and it's sad because I'm like, and I even talked to one of them. I was like, dude, what happened? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm like, but you were doing so good when it was just everybody like here. I said, what happened? Like, it's like boom, like the flash went off and all of a sudden blinders went up. You know, it's like I forgot how to work. I forgot what I was doing. I'm like, man, get better is all I can say. So hopefully you can block that out. You, on the other hand, I didn't see none of that. I didn't see no hesitation. You had every mark that you were supposed to hit. You hit whatever part I seen in your matches. You hit. The trash talk was on point. A little bit more next time. All I can say, just a little bit, just because you had it. You just reach in and grab the heart and just crush that son of a bitch.
See someone looking funny out there in the ring, don't make fun of
them. Hey, you're quick to sit here and talk bad about me. I love it. Give it to your opponent. Give it to him. That's who you are. That's what you want. You want to be the boo. Be the heel. Rip their heart out. Stomp on it. You can do it.
Oh, I know. I made a little girl in the audience cry.
You're a mean lady. You know that's a mean lady. And you know what? You know what mean ladies get? That's what mean ladies get.
So, but going back to what you said, it's not so much like for me, it's not so much of the nervousness and I forget what it is I'm doing. I get what we like to call tunnel vision, where I'm there, I'm aware of what's going on, but at the same time, I'm like having a bunch of alarms going off in my head, and it's kind of bringing me outside of my normal awareness. So I have to remember to bring myself back in and actually focus on what I'm doing so that doesn't happen.
Really, dude?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Sorry. So sorry. So sorry. No, I'm not sorry at all. That was well deserved. But no, in all seriousness, I get what you're saying. And you hit every spot on the perp on like if you say tunnel vision, you don't have tunnel vision. You have what they call spot vision because you have everything that you're learning to do, every move already set up in your mind, and you have to execute it right then and there. And you do very, very well.
It's definitely been a work in progress. If y'all had seen where I was 5 months ago when I started versus now, like you would see a huge transformation. That's another thing. You can talk to a lot of wrestlers and they'll be like, well, I never got my first match until I was a year into this. I was almost like 9-10 months into training before I even got to go out in front of an audience and not even wrestle. So for someone like me,
you also said you had to stop for a little while because you were underage.
Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm. We already discussed this. It was boys. It was My Little Pony, Barbie, and lollipops and ice cream. We already know this.
But also, we don't count what happened when I was 14 because that was 8 years ago, and I haven't stepped foot in a ring. And after I got back into it last summer, that was the first time I stepped in a ring in like 6 or 7 years. And by that time, I forgot a good bit. I just remembered how to take a bump. So we don't count what I learned back then because the only part what counts is the part that matters now, which is what was 5 months ago. So 5 months to be training and have 2 matches, that's pretty impressive compared to other people who never got to step foot out in a ring in front of a crowd a year into it.
It's like came in natural to you in ways.
Yeah, it does. And the cool thing about it,
that's why they called Dustin Rhodes the Natural.
Yeah.
And
because he was born, I guess, because he was born in the business and he inherited that from Dusty, you know. So came on in just like a snap on the finger.
But instead of calling her the Natural, can we call her the young prodigy, Ashley Blake?
Why not?
I like that.
The glittery young prodigy.
I'm stealing that.
You can have it. That's what I'm here for. Anything I can help.
I wasn't asking for your permission.
There you go.
I want it. So there you go.
Nobody ever does this.
Glittery young prodigy, Ashley Blake.
There you go. So, yeah, I mean, seriously, I mean, everything I saw was flawless. Every move you made was flawless. Everything that you did in the ring, you were almost a little bit ahead of your opponent. Even when you crossed over her, I was like, that was a little bit, but I was like, you know what? Now I'm nitpicking. And I see myself nitpicking. But if you don't nitpick, then you're never going to get any better. Hence, those words came out of Bully Ray's mouth, not mine. Because if you nitpick yourself,
brother, testify.
If you don't nitpick yourself to death, you always continue to make the same thing over and over and over again. Like the first, what are they called? Like the first rule of insanity is when you keep trying and get the same result, hoping for a different outcome. You don't do that. You have actually continued to move forward, and you're ahead of your opponent, almost to the point where you're actually telegraphing every move that she's going to make ahead of time. And to me, that right there speaks up here as long as here as well, because you're putting your hands where your mind is at all times, and it feels like you're one being with your other person as you're doing I call it a dance because it's a form of art. And you're actually getting better and better. And here is a new reporter known as Chase. Welcome, brother. How are you? It's been a long time. Been over a year and a half since I saw you last.
Yeah, last
2022.
October.
2022, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before COVID, or right after COVID.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Holy shit, man! How you doing?
October, November. That was when I left.
Well,
that company.
Well, yeah, as he would say it, he I'm not going to tell you what he told me. I left the fucking company, but I left on my terms. Fuck him, no offense. That's just the way I feel about it. I'm not going to get in that spiel, I promise. But
basically is, in other words,
know why he said
it's like the words of Cornette. Thank you, fuck you, bye.
Yeah, right.
Everybody, good night.
The way he told me, I was taking a shower and I was trying to go and get. And you know how I was trying to you've been at several of the meetings I had with him, and I had people with me. You were there.
Yeah.
I called him, and I was about to jump in the shower, and I was like, so what's Chase at? What's going on with that? Well, I had to let him go, man. It just wasn't a good fit no more, and I want to move into a different direction. I wanted him to do this. And this is exactly how he says it. And you can quote me on this way he talks. he was doing this, and I wanted this, and it just wasn't a fit no more. I mean, I was paying him good money. I was paying him whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted, but it was bleeding me dry, and I need something different. That's exactly verbatim Tommy Wedgen.
Wow. Do you want to know the real reason I quit?
If it's anything, what I can say was he owed me this, and he never paid me. But that's cool. If it's something to do with that.
I'm not worried about the almost $400 he owes me.
How about $5K here, brother?
God damn. But no, the reason I left is because of a certain backstage personality.
Oh, you must be talking about Walter No Teeth asshole
that tried to date my daughter.
Oh, dude. Let me explain this to you. The way I was referred to as this, and you can take this however you want. I wasn't there at that show. As you know, I had COVID that time. And that was the big show over in Mississippi. If I'm being correct, 100% right?
Yeah.
With Adonis, who supposedly wanted more money. Brian Cage.
Yeah, he didn't want to do the job.
I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to do the job for that shitty company either. And the Rock and Roll Express.
Right.
So, and I apologize, Ashley Blake. I do 100%. But I was told the very next week, because I got better. I went to Stinky's house, which is the big overweight dude that looked like a Magilla gorilla.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went to his house and I was
called you a cuck.
Yeah, he called him a cuck. Fuck that guy.
Damn.
Pardon my language. I know this is unadulterated and unedited. I don't care. But I went to his house and I tried to put on an episode of actual Distorted, and I was trying my best, and it was falling flat. It fell flat. But then he was like, "Yeah, she was sitting on a bunch of wrestlers' lap, and then Walter was like trying to court her and try to date her and bought her flowers, took her out, and he didn't like the fact that she was sitting on other wrestlers' laps, and he was trying to date her. He felt like she was just being a cock tease." Verbatim what Stinky said to me. However, when I confronted Tommy about it, and Tommy just didn't talk about it. So I went to the next show, which was in Mobile, Alabama, and I made Stinky and his other friend, I forget. That
boy.
Yeah, that piece of garbage. And he kept yelling at me, and I yelled his name back. And that was the same night that two other people had an altercation at the show. But I made them two leave because dude grabbed me, and if I wouldn't have been on probation, I would have probably put that dude through a wall. And he got very lucky. And I warned him. I walked outside with him. I said, "Do you not know who I am?"
Oh, kitty.
I said, "Bro, I will hurt you. I don't play with that shit. I don't touch you. You don't fucking touch me. You touch me again, I don't give a fuck who's down here and you got friends. I will hurt you."
Yeah.
And I had people come out and actually pull me away. And dude, I went and told Tommy, I was like, "They either go or I'm going. Something's going to happen."
Yeah.
I turned chicken shit and the chicken salad. Well, Chase, you already know that. How many times have me and you actually run that shit? How many times have you seen me run that shit?
Yeah. I mean, we ran the company while Tommy was trying to glad hand everybody.
So he's trying to count his money in the back?
Right.
Fuck that guy. But did I sound just like Tommy how he talks though?
Yeah.
Does that sound like the way he talks? Well, you know,
yeah, definitely.
I want this, but this is what I want in return.
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh, so basically he wants to have his cake and eat it too.
Right.
He called me a fucking volunteer, dude. A fucking volunteer.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
What's that?
Oh, did you listen to the some of my podcasts? Did you actually listen to them? Holy shit.
I listened to a couple of them.
I bet did I go hard or did I not go hard enough?
Not hard enough, dude. that company.
Hello, hello, kitty.
I don't know, dude.
Kitty.
But as you were wanting to do, you're trying to get questions for like different wrestlers. This young lady is the young prodigy Ashley Blake. She works for Outlaw.
Literally young prodigy.
The very young prodigy.
Okay.
And ask away. She works for Outlaw Wrestling Society.
I don't give a shit.
She's being trained by the Rainbow Warrior Josh Payne, and she's going to be getting trained by Mr. Larry Bartlett as well from AWF.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
And
I know Josh. He and I have talked about me working at Outlaw a little bit.
Dude, that'd be awesome. And this lady here, if you're not a fan of hers and you're not liking her page, you're doing life wrong, Chase.
Very true.
Yeah,
I like what I saw so far. I like the attitude. I like the aggression. I like the whole 9 yards.
She reminds me of a younger version of Mr. Ice-T.
Oh, I don't know. That's not a good comparison.
It is. If you think about his new in-ring work, if you haven't watched any of it, you need to be watching it.
I guess I'm doing life wrong then.
I don't know. I don't.
Just kidding.
Me and Gary don't see eye to eye about a lot of things.
Well, I agree. And yeah, I mean, I have nothing bad to say about Gary. I like Gary. I like a lot of people that work for that company. Even though he did steal my moniker, Mr. Everywhere. That as you know, I use that in my podcast if you listened.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm everywhere. I even seen duds downtown during the actual bar crawl. And dude, he looked at me like he saw a fucking ghost. And he didn't try to do anything. He didn't try anything stupid. And I had nothing against duds, but he don't want this smoke, dude. Nobody in that company wants this smoke. Like,
I don't.
Unless you're a street profits,
huh?
Unless you're a street profits, they want the smoke.
But yeah, Miss Ashley Blake here had one of her very first matches this past Saturday. Actually, she had a card from 1 to 2 o'clock, valet 3, wrestled 1, and trash talked the shit out of her opponent. But she should have went for the actual heart and ripped it out of their chest and stomped on it. And then she made a little girl cry that was in the audience.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Bad bitch vibes.
There you go.
Love it.
You're not doing your job right as a heel if you're making kids cry.
Oh, you're doing it perfect.
Right.
Perfect.
If you're not making kids cry, you're not doing the job right.
Oh, no. Right. You should have said, yeah, you know what? I'll make you cry even more in your sleep. You know what? That kid would have went home and said, Mommy, I don't want to sleep no more. I don't want to sleep. Keep me up all night.
Again.
But yes, Miss Ashley Blake, you're going to be training with Larry Bartlett around February 16th is what you said? Give or take?
Somewhere around there.
Okay. And you're going to be...
I think the old wrestlers would scare today. I think, you know what would really scare the kids? Maxie Impaler or Abaddon.
I think Maxie Impaler, because Abaddon's going more of a face gimmick, and a lot of the kids are actually wanting to be the Living Dead girl.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't get that.
I thought it was funny when Abaddon showed up on Hey EW RGC.
Yeah. I just watched that today. It was like, she's actually
RJ City. I never knew he was a wrestler till about a few weeks ago. He's hilarious.
RJ City's a comedic wrestler. He's great. He can give actually R-Truth a run for his money. And I know R-Truth is a treasure, and we have to treasure that man. I get that. But so is RJ City. RJ City.
I even love the stuff he does with Danhausen.
Oh, dude. Dan City. I love Dan City.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Or RJ Housen. I like Dan City better. I do. I love that. I think that
he ruined Christmas twice for RJ City.
Dude, it's amazing. But before we go
Merry, what do you call it? Happy Christopher something.
Chris Kringle Day or something. Christopher,
Massachusetts.
Yeah, Christopher, Massachusetts. Yeah, that's... God almighty. But anyway, so we have Miss Blake here, and is there anything you want to take away from your actual performance you did this past weekend? If you could take anything back from your performance, what would you have done different?
God. I honestly don't know if I would have done anything differently. Maybe added a couple of things, but I'm very proud of my performance on Saturday.
It was very well taken. I can tell you that. It was very well received as well. You got a lot of love on your comments and a lot of love.
You beat up that Barbie doll beat the living hell out of that Barbie doll.
Good God, that lady had no chance.
She looked like a bottle of Pepto-Bismol. What do you think?
Wow.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying?
Holy
Love
shit.
it. Love it.
Mm.
And to be honest, I was going to be there. Like I said, something happened in the family and I couldn't be there. But I will be there. Hopefully, y'all going to try again this weekend. I won't be able to make
Probably
it
not this weekend. Not sure when we're going to do another show, but it's at the Happy Flea Market in Mount Vernon, and Josh and his dad own that place, so they can do
Right.
shows whenever they feel like. So hopefully there'll be another one coming up pretty soon. Maybe next month. Just depends on what they want to do.
Cool. I'll grab Kelly and me and him will come up there and watch. He told me tonight.
Isn't that big flea market in Mobile?
No, that's the one on Schillinger's Road. The one she's talking about is in Mount Vernon up Highway 43. It's a little bit. It's a little bit further from here. It's probably about 35 minutes away from where I live in Chickasaw. But
it's a little bit of a drive for me.
Yeah.
Because for me to Mobile, it's like a 45-minute drive to get to Mobile.
Yeah, it's a little bit further than that, Josh. Phil. And for Josh, however, yeah, bro. Unless you just want to take
that's about like
it's like a
that's about a 6-hour drive.
Wow.
It's like
that. Probably about 15,
up
16 hours
than I do.
Yeah. He just lives up there in Chicago, Chi-Town. Represent.
He's not the only Chi-Town smart around here.
Yeah. And you got Mr. Chase there. I think he's from up north Mississippi or mid Mississippi.
Central Mississippi, yeah.
Yeah, by Columbus and
from the Gulf Coast.
No, I'm 3 hours from the coast. I'm an hour west of Jackson.
There you
go.
So
you're like almost like between Jackson and Hattiesburg.
Yeah. Damn, I'm the only Yankee up here, man. Damn.
Hey. We don't take that kind of word up here. You're just a northerner, sir.
Northerner.
I don't use that Yankee word. I don't like it. I think it's a terrible.
Me either, man.
Because
I'm actually getting accused of being that a few times because I don't have a southern accent, dude.
Yeah, exactly. And whenever I was in England, they called me a Yankee. And I was like, but I'm a rebel. And they're like, oh, you're from the States. So I'm guessing if the South would have won, they would have referred to us as rebels instead of Yanks.
No, they call all Americans Yankees.
Yeah, I know. That's what I love because y'all won the Civil War.
Oh no, man! I my family came from Mexico.
Well, yeah. So I came from Ireland. So, and I'm not drinking.
Mine from England.
You see, my mom's side came from actually they came on the Mayflower here, just somewhere along that line. They're on the second boat.
They're on the Santa Maria, man. You know, they're on that one, bro.
They weren't on the first boat, but they were on the second boat.
They're on that one that was not here yet. You know what I'm saying? They were there.
They were there.
Yeah, mine came over and they were potato farmers, and they moved south. And I love my crazy Irish heritage, and I think that's why I love Irish whiskey so much.
Hey, quarter Irish myself, so
that's why the blue eyes and the brown hair instead of the red hair, because I would say it, but I'm in the presence of a woman, so I cannot say that. So we will leave that alone.
Please do not go there.
I will not go there, sir. But it's an old prophecy, it's an old proverb that Irish people say that do not have red hair because never mind, I will keep my mouth shut. However, Ms. Blake, who would be your next opponent if you got to choose? Is there a person you out there wanting to just slap them around and tell them, this is mine, and you just visit them?
Honestly, I want Helena Knight one-on-one. I don't want any more mixed tag team matches. I want her one-on-one so she can't say that she beat me because she has never beat me. I want her one-on-one, and I want to show that I am much better than she is because we all know she can't beat me without having her little partners running around, always interfering.
Just get it.
Supporting her. I want her one-on-one.
There you go.
That is what's up.
There you go. Go for it.
That's what's up.
You will never hear me say anything terrible. And there is my other friend letting me know that he is paying attention a little bit. What's up, LP? He's representing the Great White North, Canada, as I call it.
Oh, Canada.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Or as I call them, the Northern Mexicans.
The Northern Mexicans. Wow. That's racist as hell.
That's
Damn.
You know what? I got a buddy of mine that I deal with comic books over in Canada, and I call him that all the time. It's like, be quiet, you Northern Mexican.
or I call them the Mother Canuckers.
Wow, Mother Canuckers. I like that one. Yeah,
I got that from The Rock like 20 years ago on an episode of Raw when they were in Toronto. On an episode of Raw live in Toronto. It was when The Rock was doing the Hollywood gimmick. That was my least favorite version of The Rock.
I think everybody's. But so this Helena Knight lady that you want to just whoop her ass because she doesn't belong in the same ring as you. She's never beaten you, and yet she isn't here to defend herself. I think you and her need to have a face-off, and you can just let each other have it. That's what I personally believe.
I would love to.
You know what?
I envy the people that have never met Helena Knight. And I want to do nothing more than erase the sheer memory of her. She does not deserve to be in the ring. I worked my ass off to get where I am right now. What does she do? She wears these skimpy little outfits that make people cheer for her. But what has she done? Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a loss of words. I can't defend her because I don't know. So only thing I can say is, Miss Knight, if you're listening or if you're around, you have one serious problem on your hands in the form of the young prodigy Ashley Blake, the very young prodigy Ashley Blake.
There you go. Yeah, watch out. She's coming.
Speaking of being a young prodigy, when this prodigy is on your show, all attention comes to me.
1,000%.
Am right.
100%. There you go.
I think that's
this prodigy doesn't have a lot of time on her hands. So either get to the point, talk to me so I can go on about my business, or I'm just going to hang up.
Yes, ma'am. Jesus. God,
there you go.
Please, do you have anything to say to this woman that is demanding our time now?
I'm looking forward to seeing some of her action.
So what is your finisher so far?
Right now I don't have an official one. I'm working on using MVP's Playmaker. That's what I'm working on.
That's sick.
If I ever had a chance, I'd probably if I was a wrestler, I'd probably use Kajuchi.
Well, you don't have a chance, so your opinion doesn't matter.
Oh, shit.
Fair enough.
Wow.
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 But okay.
She's throwing hand grenades, sir. Hand grenades. These aren't not dynamites. These are hand grenades. Savage. Just jabbing at us.
Got respect. Tie.
Exactly.
I respect it.
You know what, Miss Blake? I honestly want to say one thing. I look forward to seeing you next week here, and I will have a big line of questioning. And I am going to try my due diligence to look up this Helena Knight lady and bring her on to see if she can rebuttal at all what you were saying about her behind her back, in my opinion. But yet I want her to confront you. Is that something you're okay with?
I don't want to talk to her. She doesn't deserve to be having the same spotlight as me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Then never mind. Then I will retract my statement and move forward.
Exactly, because we're going to act like she doesn't even exist.
Okay, because the way I look at it, she doesn't exist because I have never spoken to this woman. And
me either.
There you go.
I had to take
Why would you waste your breath talking to her?
Exactly my point. So there you go. And does anybody else have anything for the young prodigy Ashley Blake? Jesus.
Just keep doing what you're doing in the ring, and just be mean as hell. Just be mean as hell. Make everybody cry.
Be aggressive. Show no mercy.
Be more aggressive. Just like I said, if I'm going to nitpick you, and that's just me, just you're ahead of the game. You're ahead of your opponent. Mind your steps. Mind your I guess I would call it mind your count. If you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And continue doing what you're doing, because honest to God, truthfully, you're only as good as you allow yourself to be, and nobody can take that away from you. And that isn't me being a trainer or anything, or even trying to beat anything. It's just being honest. You are only as good as you allow yourself to be. Never let someone else dictate your outcome. You, as a EC3 would say, you can control your own fucking narrative.
Yeah, unfortunately, that company didn't turn out well for them.
And I'll speak on that in a minute too, about the Patrick Clark situation. But
oh God,
that's a whole different story. But his name is Mike, by the way. We'll go with that. But anyway, Miss Blake, I don't want to take up any more of your precious time, as you said, because you don't have much of it. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night. And thank you for coming on Ringside Rants and actually letting us sit here and actually, let me phrase that. Thank you for letting us
be in my presence.
There you go. I'll let you say it for me. I was not going to say the words, but yes, thank you again. And honest to God, truthfully, you are by far leaps and bounds one of the most.
I like your Harry Potter banners, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, those are really cool.
You actually said one thing right.
Mm-hmm.
They look good.
Sick burn. So I'm going to say sick burn. Thank you again, Ms. Blake, for being here. And like I said, enjoy the rest of your night. You're more than welcome to hang out with us if you want to, but as usually, like you in your grandish fashion, you just disappear like lightning.
Yeah.
So what do you
I would say it's a pleasure to talk to y'all, but I had better things to do.
You know what? On that note, I don't want. You know what? I don't care. That's fine. And whatever. We'll see you next week, Miss Blake. We will see you next week.
Man, so I can handle
All
it.
right.
Later.
Have a good night.
Night.
All right.
Blake.
Rest easy, champ.
Wow. Oh, Jesus.
He's savage, dude.
Right?
Savage. Man.
Don't let that glitter fool you, man.
At all. Jesus. There ain't nothing glitter about that. That's all.
That's aggressive.
Attitude. That's straight attitude.
She's hungry.
Dude, she I mean, and honestly, God, truthfully, she's ahead of the moveset, man. She's just nitpicking.
Yeah,
I was nitpicking.
Get the hunger and everything. That's what I like about her.
I was nitpicking. Literally nitpicking, because she to be as young as she is and to take off as much time as she has from training from 13 to 14 and then took an 8-year absence and then come back at 22 years old and then do what she's doing and hardly no training whatsoever. By far, I'm impressed. And like she said,
I think there's a saying. There's nothing wrong in starting over. You know, I mean, unlike the first time she started from scratch, this time she's starting from a little bit of experience.
And she's like in her mid-20s right now, so
early 20s. Don't you ever say that, dude. She'll come back on here and cuss you out.
My bad.
22, bro. 22.
22.
Wow.
Okay. Early 20s.
But that we'll end that whole hour right there. I know it's a little before the hour ends, but I'm gonna end that right there and let that just be the Ashley Blake hour, because I think from now on, Ashley Blake gets her own damn hour. What do y'all think, gentlemen? Shit.
I had no problem with that.
Good God, man. She just come out here and threw haymakers at us. She threw hand grenades at you, Phil. How does some hand grenades feel, by the way?
I like them.
You like them? I love them too, bro. I'm just glad last week it was me. I got all the damn hand grenades, and this week you got them. I am so happy.
Well, we're just passing hand grenades around, then, aren't we?
Josh, you're next, bro. I hate to feel for you.
No,
Josh, you're next.
That's why I wore a cool shirt so she didn't yell at me.
So you want to be here next week? You get that the week after. You get definitely embrace some of those.
Yeah, Chase continues on.
Right.
You'll get them too. Shit.
The only hand grenades I ever tasted was the ones in New Orleans before that.
Good God, man.
The ones in the French Quarter.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The home of the hand grenades.
And the freaking fish bowls.
Oh man, what you say? All right.
You talking about New Orleans fish bowls?
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right, so Chase, since I have you on here, and I haven't had a chance to actually talk to you about that situation that we were reminiscing about a little earlier.
Right.
I heard through the grapevine that he lost supposedly a lot of his venues and stuff like that. Don't really care because I don't talk to him. I want to fight him. And I ain't talking about like backyard brawling or just two people just scrapping it out. No. I want it in.
You're talking about a legit shoot fight.
I want it in an octagon. I want to beat the living fuck out of this dude for $5,000. I can put up my half if he put up his half.
You can always do pancrase.
No, fuck that. I want to beat the shit out of this dude. Like,
there's this place over here in Philadelphia, Mississippi called Bout Time Brawling. It's amateur boxing.
Foot boxing. I want to rip his foot.
Is it like no holds barred?
I don't know. It's a bunch of rednecks just beating the fuck out of each other.
I love it.
Yeah.
A redneck by far, but
sounds like my Friday night.
I do want to fight him, like legit. And I'm not talking about, just so, I can say I beat him. And like I said, if he whoops my ass, I'll put up the 5K.
Right.
Like legit. And he won't come. I have begged everyone to let him know I want to fight him. I know he knows I want to fight him, but I'm not going to him and like trying to jump down his door like, you're going to fight me. No. I can put the money up. Legit. I just want to fight, dude.
He won't do it.
He's chicken shit.
Oh.
He's too scared. He is too scared.
A podcast.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to.
Hang on, I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, you're good. But yeah, I legit want him to know that I want to fight him. So, but yeah, Chase will be back in a minute. But as you can tell, that he was also part of the company I was with at one time. And I asked questions, and he never gave me any answers. What he gave me is what I just told him. And he'll probably go, no, I didn't say that to you. Bullshit, you didn't. Fight me. And you can crawl back and tell anybody what you want to tell them and say whatever you want about me. That's fine and dandy. I own me. And you can't change me. And you can't hurt my character. And you can't fucking own me.
Yeah.
So, fuck off.
All right.
So yeah.
What happened in wrestling? Come on, wrestling. We're getting way off topic.
Sorry, gentlemen. Sorry.
All right, so now let's go back to about Brock Lesnar getting. We were talking before
banned and basically
Miss Blake. We were talking about Brock Lesnar getting banned from his career being over.
He didn't get banned. He just decided
his career is fucking over.
He decided to take himself on permanent leave and for future endeavoring himself.
Again,
he future endeavored himself when he got involved with Vince because he's one of Vince's. He's a Vince guy.
But yeah. Can we talk about the elephant in the room? About the pee fetish? Can we? Why?
Oh my God!
Why would he ask for her to take a piss? Why would he ask her to urinate for him?
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't get that. It's just,
he's a farmer, so he's in the weird.
Oh yeah, apparently there's I heard from Dutchman from like even Dutch Mantel had something to say about it. He even claimed he saw some things like some of this was like during the Divas era, like when a lot of the women went to the office and they came out shaking. According to Dutchman, this is from Dirty Dutch Mantel.
And what about the Ronda Rousey situation? Y'all hear about what she said about it? About Vince McMahon not
being the truth?
About Vince McMahon not being on
Bruce Pritchard is one of Vince's right-hand man.
Yeah, Bruce Pritchard, yeah. As long as Bruce Pritchard's still in there, he's like.
This is the guy that came up with the gobbledygooker.
Yeah, shitty ass gimmick. Shitty gimmick.
And he's also the one that came up with the Red Rooster.
And I love you.
Oh my God, that is just so cheesy.
Did it sound like brotherly love?
Oh,
smells like
every time I
10.
Even on his podcast, he says he has nothing to do with NXT's writing and
bullshit.
No, yeah. Look how cheesy it's become after they took Triple H from it and and went from black and gold to the
best saving grace for NXT is that they're actually having some actually decent wrestlers come out of that actual organization now. Roxanne Perez being the women's champion. You had Braun Breaker there, who now, after Royal Rumble, said he is now going to be on the main roster, so we'll see him on one of the Mondays or Fridays from here on out.
He replaced.
I wonder if he's going to still going to keep the. I wonder if he's still going to keep the name, or is he actually going to go to Steiner?
I would like for him to go to Steiner.
Same here, but I think he's going to keep the name because he made the name went from lame to hard ass.
Yeah, and I don't like the fact that he was partnered with Baron Corbin at all in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Invitation.
Mm-hmm.
It was terrible.
Yeah, that's one other thing I don't like about WWE. They don't have any legit homegrown organic tag teams.
There was one there, and they broke them up, and now you have them actually in singles competition, which they were never really a tag team, and Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. But I'm gonna be honest, I think they would have been better as a tag team. 100% better as a tag team.
Yeah, I see they got DIY back together, and I was like, I remember going to the NXT show where he Tommaso Ciampa beat the hell out of Gargano.
They started up with you.
Yeah, and that's like
they're the best frenemies.
I know it's
like,
and I know we're looking at down the aisle, and I see a couple of guys wearing just bought their freshly new DIY shirts, and I'm like, so you might want to go get a refund.
Yeah, now they're
that's a big deal. I wore a Nexus shirt just random over at a pay-per-view in 2013, so I didn't give a shit.
But in all seriousness, though, on the whole ordeal with Brock Lesnar and the P fetish and basically he endeavored himself before anybody else did. Which they even said he was scheduled to be at the Royal Rumble. He decided to not go and be part of the show. That was actual what everybody was saying, that he was supposed to be there. He decided not to be part of the show.
I call bullshit.
It was Braun Breaker that took all his spots.
Yeah.
I call bullshit.
I don't know, man. It's several reports saying the same damn thing. Even people.
There's even people that wanted to fire Triple H for what he said during the
post
press conference.
Jesus, man.
I know they want to bombard him with questions.
He's trying to basically, what's the word? Avoid the elephant in the room.
It's like he's probably put a no gag or a gag order on him.
Well, in a way, Tony Khan did the same thing too. A lot of people say that Tony Khan did the same thing too, and they wanted him to legit, after but there's like I said, there's still not enough evidence about Cora Jade. I mean, not Cora Jade. What's her name? Jericho and that one wrestler.
Oh, you're talking about Kylie Ray?
Carly Ray, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not enough evidence to support it.
But there's a lot of evidence on what Vince did to that lady.
And like I said,
she got text messages. She actually was like, it's like, oh, you're not going to pay me? Oh, I've saved everything for these past years. Here's the file. And compared to what Jericho was going through, it's all hearsay and bullshit and like that is like not one shred of evidence, but yet here with
all the evidence that text message of Vince said. You know what's sad to say? I can actually hear Vince's voice saying that, in the deep voice, and I know it's not funny, but oh my god, it was just awful.
You know what? Though, honest to God, truthfully, here we go, and you're
it's vile, disgusting. And I'm glad that Vince is gone.
Here we go.
Even Eric Bischoff thought that Vince McMahon to that lady was evil.
Here we go.
All right.
Here we go. And I'm going to.
Oh, we're going back live, and we just talked all the juicy stuff.
Oh no, we're still live. We're still live. I'm letting it go. I mean, I'm being honest. Keep on talking.
Oh, okay.
I'm fixing to. I'm fixing to play something here in a second that I think is going to be better than anything. And I'm gonna share it as we're speaking.
What is it, Vince McMahon farting?
Kinda.
Oh god, no.
Here we go. And can y'all hear me? Okay, good. Okay. Here we go. Can y'all hear that? You got no chance. There you go. You got no chance. No chance. No chance in hell.
That's Brock Lesnar's chances of coming back to WWE.
Yeah, I think he's fine.
Or wrestling in general.
Yeah, he was pretty much done with it, man. His gimmick was coming
overrated,
unstoppable force,
repetitive, same old shit,
Yeah.
Well, I can honestly say,
if Roman's not Roman's not even careful. He's heading in the same way, man. He's not the draw. He's not a draw.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I watched the whole pay-per-view. I even went back and watched the women's and men's Royal Rumble match. I didn't watch the Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens, and I didn't watch those matches.
You know who's gonna win?
It was very predictable. It was very predictable. I didn't like AJ Styles taking the pin. However, I got it because you still have Randy Orton being kind of still in the, I guess you call over. AJ Styles isn't over as the other two gentlemen. I get it.
It's unfortunate.
But I get it. But at the same token, the match was very, very predictable.
It was lame.
It wasn't lame or boring. I can honestly say that. It just the outcome.
It's formulaic. It's the same WWE formula.
Well, yeah. It was there. I mean, you knew it was going to be some interruptions. You knew it was going to be a couple of backstabbing politic bullshit. You already knew that. Speaking of which, so whether the Kevin Owens and the Logan Paul,
I thought it was funny when he beat him with the brass knuckles and powerbombed him through the the only thing I really wanted more of him to see Logan Paul with a crimson mask, but unfortunately,
you ain't gonna get that.
In WWE, you would never get that unless they brought back unless you bled on
TV 14.
Yeah.
Now
I don't know. They're going to Netflix, so
we shall see. I've heard rumors of it going M&A. I did hear a rumor of an MA push because they're going to try to I guess push the envelope kind of. And because right now they're worried, and they're not even worried about AEW, they're worried about GCW. Because GCW is cutting into their numbers. It cut into their numbers Saturday. It cut into their
I'm not surprised.
It cut into their numbers on Friday night.
Mm-hmm. AEW did too.
Dude, did it ever? Collision.
I actually instead of watching the World, I watched that elimination cage match.
That was fucking awesome.
Damn, I missed it, man. I gotta go back.
I was disappointed that the House of Black lost though.
Well, from what I'm hearing from the rumors, they're pretty much not happy with
the booking
AEW right now, and they probably don't care anymore. So they're just gonna write out their contracts and probably gonna head back to WWE.
Good old promised land.
That's what Meltzer said, and they corrected him on that.
Really?
Well, that's what Buddy Matthews said.
Because supposedly, whenever Malachi Black was off air with the House of Black, they all renegotiated their contracts, supposedly. Don't know how true that is, but that's the rumor. Sorry, I'm chewing ice. I do apologize. I love ice. It's a bad habit. I do apologize.
It's all right.
But yeah, I did hear that. I did hear that they reconstructed their contracts and it's not supposed to end until 2025. Again, don't know how true that is. That's all hearsay. Because I think their contract's supposed to second quarter of this year. And they're still trying to make an FTR House of Black feud because that cage match left a lot to be desired between those two factions.
So the story continues.
In my opinion, yes.
Well, like I said, Buddy Matthews did say something to Meltzer about that, and like when they said they were like, "How you really do?" He said something. You really do think so, don't you?
But I mean, because the way I'm looking at it, and this is just me being hypothetical, the best way to get that out and to get it over with, and this is no dig at the Briscoes at all. I love the Briscoes. I think they're one of the most, will always be one of my favorite tag teams of all time. Rest in peace, Jay. But I want to see another dog collar match.
Ooh. Between who?
House of Black and FTR.
Okay, I'm seeing what you.
You picking up what I'm putting down? You picking up what I'm putting down there? You picking up what I'm putting down? And the special referee, Mark Briscoe.
Yeah. I guess.
Such good shit, right?
Redneck Kung Fu.
No, I was doing the like Mark Briscoe does.
Yeah. I mean, such good shit though, man. I mean, think about it. What
I
better
love
way
chicken.
to end this? What better way to end that feud though? I mean, yeah, the elimination cage match was epic, and I'm not taking nothing away from that match. It was a great television main event, and the reason I say television is because it went on the same time as Royal Rumble, and it didn't disappoint, man. And I watched it Sunday morning, I do believe, after the Royal Rumble. I watched it Sunday morning, and that was a 6-hour pay-per-view. Well, not 6 hours, 4 was started at 6, ended at 11, so 5-hour pay-per-view for the Royal Rumble.
I didn't watch the pre-show. I just went straight in.
There was nothing worth mentioning about the pre-show. I'm gonna be honest. The best things that happened, in my honest opinion, was Jade Cargill showing up and eliminating a lot of women, including Nia Jax by herself, and Becky Lynch by herself.
I thought it was pretty epic how she picked up Nia Jax. That's strange.
And then she flexed, bro. And then she flexed with Nia on her back.
Yeah,
that was.
I like to see her go against Rhea Ripley.
I would love to see her go against Bianca. They had a stare down and they never touched.
Mm-hmm.
I would love.
I thought one of my favorite stare downs that Jay Cargill has with Ty Mello and
that was a big God. And I'm going to say, I'm going to be honest with y'all.
You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yes.
The stare down and then that kiss unexpected.
Unexpected, dude. Wow.
The big surprise was Jordan Grace showing up.
Oh my God, dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, the TNA Knockouts champion, and dude, Pat McAfee put her over to the moon, bro. Put her over.
It was like, dude, she got muscles that we don't even have.
And Corey Graves was like, yeah, dude, I know, right? I know. And Corey was sitting there just he was in awe, dude, in awe. And to be honest, I'm gonna be 100% honest. I didn't expect Jordan Grace to be that was not on my bingo card.
No,
that was not on my bingo card. I expected Camille, and from what I read, Camille was not there. No Camille, no Okada, no MJF,
no Mercedes Moné,
no Mercedes Moné.
No, MJF is still under contract,
so we think.
Plus, Okada still has the end of the month.
Tony Khan ain't gonna let him go. That's money right there,
dude. That's major bucks. And
he offered Okada a better deal. I mean, whatever.
Because that's the bad part about WWE. They don't know how to book Japanese stars. They don't.
They never have. The best Japanese star.
I mean, they were going to offer him a contract in NXT. I'm like, what the hell?
Well, I take that back. The best Japanese star they ever booked was Tajiri. Let's be real. And Tajiri didn't have nothing but the tag team titles and the cruiserweight.
And the hardcore. In the hardcore.
Okay, in the hardcore title.
In the hardcore title.
Hey, don't be discrediting the hardcore title. That was one of my favorite titles.
The reason I don't credit the hardcore title is because the 24/7 champion always said the hardcore title does not exist because of the 24/7 title. And he is the longest reigning and the most defenses and the most wins and the most recovering of that championship is R-Truth. Truth be told.
Who was the last hardcore champion?
I think it was Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah.
No way, it was RVD. They united the hardcore championship.
Do I need to Google this?
The International Championship. It was RVD.
Are you sure? 100%. Is that your final answer?
Yes, my final answer is Rob Van Dam.
Last WWE Hardcore Championship.
Tommy Dreamer was the last. Yep, he was the last title. He was he beat RVD.
In 2002, it was unified with the WWE Intercontinental Championship by Rob Van Dam.
Beating Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah.
RVD. Yep, you're 100% RVD. You win. Congrats.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mister, that is my favorite title. Oh, your woman. I'm gonna go back here. I just got into the actual chat. I do apologize. And hey there, look at the shirt. Oh my God, it's Grogu. Hey, look, it's a full road trip. Ha 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 ha. Yes, she is awesome. Kick ass and take names. Damn, how old is she? 22, by the way. Oh wow, she is young, but never mind. Different strokes for different folks, I guess. Laugh out loud. I still see y'all. Cool, great. I'm glad.
Yeah.
And we
got 3 watchers.
I know, all late. I totally, I know. We got 3 people here, dude. That is insane. Thank you all for tuning. I guess my pipe bomb this past Friday night got people looking. However, I'm going to tell y'all this. I got demoted from YouTube community guidelines for my pipe bomb, and they threatened to take the video down. And I basically gave them a full everything they wanted, and they said they'd leave it up. And I thanked them very highly. So thank you, YouTube guidelines, for keeping my video available. I do appreciate it. Yeah. I wanted to throw that out there too. I forgot about that. And it was a huge pipe bomb. And they still, I think one person that was on their board wanted to see the documents, and I still will be sending documents to them of the whole actual transcript that I have. And it's like 28, 29 pages. I'm going to not fax it. I'm going to email it to them. I'm going to print it out and email it.
It was just crazy. We went from talking about Vince McMahon to that.
But it's a segue.
We won't get into it again. So
it was. I'm not going to do it again. But it was a segue. Okay, it was a wrong segue, and I agree. It was a wrong pipe bomb segue, 1,000,000%. And I thank you all thank you both for actually staying with me. I do. And like I said, I would have totally understood if y'all were like poof, be gone, motherfucker, we done. But thank you for being actual stand-up gentlemen. I do appreciate it.
No problem.
You're welcome, man. It was just like what the fuck did I just step into?
Dude, your mouth on you, dude, was like.
I know, and I came into it, and I thought he was going to talk about Vince McMahon, and I'm like, what?
What is this? I thought, is this like a group therapy or something?
Dude, and I apologize for
with wrestling.
Yes, yeah. And the crazy thing was Slim Jim actually made an appearance at Royal Rumble.
Yeah. They actually, after Vince was gone, they basically said, "Okay, we're back on."
Yeah, I know it's all late. I'm so sorry. I'm legit way behind. I really am, and I apologize.
So that's another thing is like now that Vince is completely 100% out of the picture.
But we still have Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah, Bruce Pritchard. Yeah.
Well, they are. Well, they did say that there's the people associated with Vince.
The cleaning house is going to be commenced. So I don't know how much longer he's going to be around. But
I did hear rumors of
some spring cleaning.
Yeah. So it's like I was reading somewhere. It's like this is the first time in over so many years that there's not a McMahon in WWE, not one.
Yeah, I even read that Shane was trying to get Vince to stop doing this stuff, and that's why he distanced himself away from WWE. I don't blame him.
He even went to the UFC for a while to try to go over there and do some stuff with the UFC before UFC bought actual WWE. And I wouldn't be surprised if he had some kind of pull to get Endeavor to buy the WWE, in my opinion. Which, in all fairness, I think is the best decision they ever made.
And I just hope Shane's okay though after he tore his quads in the Royal Rumble last year.
Oh man, that was a great thing. And dude, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was so impressed with Gunther in this Royal Rumble that.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Oh, he started chopping the shit out of. Oh
my god, dude!
My god,
this chop, dude!
Dude. He dropped. Honestly, he dropped a lot of body mass, but damn, he's still now he's faster and meaner.
He's a lot leaner, so it kind of helps. But I actually went back to his first match with Dragunov back in NXT UK. That was fucking brutal as fuck, man. I was like, holy shit. Those chops, all those, it was just like stiff. It just reminded me of some of the action I watch over in New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's that European style I love, too. Oh, my God.
Dude, the European catch-can wrestling was made really, really popular. And
William Regal.
Dude, people can sit there and say that William Regal had nothing to bring to the table. William Regal brought legitimacy to WCW. He wrestled
along with Fit Finlay.
Yeah,
I will agree with that as well, and Dave Finlay if you want to go there, Fit's brother. But William Regal wrestled Bill Goldberg, and Goldberg didn't have an answer for it.
Yeah,
he showed his green. He exposed Bill Goldberg for his green.
They told him to go out there and wrestle him, and they exposed the shit out of Bill Goldberg.
Yeah.
On live television.
The crazy thing is, Regal got fired for that and went back to WWF. Then he went back to WCW for a while. Working man.
I hate that, dude. That was the most god-awful gimmick. That guy is so much
That was Russo's gimmick.
I know. I think he only did it like for like 2 or 3 appearances, and he's like, screw this.
I did think it was
funny. I love the whole Blue Blood thing where he comes in and he gets
playing the whole theme.
I loved it whenever he was the King of the Ring too. King of the Ring Regal. That was awesome.
Oh yeah.
You know what? You want your time on television? Guess what? Cut the damn feed, dude. Like 5 or 6 minutes before the time was up, I was like, that asshole. That was like when Raw was actually legitimately decent. Whenever he was the actual GM / the King of the Ring. And he killed Raw. You like it? You want us to go over? Guess what? We're going to end early tonight. You know what? Kill the feed. And I was like, nah, they ain't going to do that. They just fucking did that. And I was like sitting there going, that's bullshit. That's total bullshit. Some of the best television ever. And most people don't agree with this, but I want to see how y'all feel. Wrestling is legitimately reality TV.
Yeah, but better.
I didn't say it was better or nothing. I'm just saying it's legit reality TV. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Yeah, a little bit, right? Yeah.
Technicality, I'm right. Yeah. See, your woman gets. I can see that. You're not wrong. Depends on how you to look at it, and it's true because look at it like this. Every reality TV show is what? Scripted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Every wrestling show is what? Scripted.
Mm-hmm.
However, the difference between reality TV and wrestling is it can always change on the fly. Reality TV is never live unless you watch Big Brother After Dark, which is nothing but sex. And you can't change my mind on that. I don't care who you are. You cannot change my mind on that. Big Brother After Dark is sex. That's all it is. That's all it will ever be. And I don't care what anybody says. So that's where teenagers and young adults do want to, you know what I'm saying? And
oh yeah,
we'll leave it alone. So, but reality TV at its finest is wrestling because it's live, it's in your face, and it can change at any given time due to injury, due to backstage politics, or wanted somebody getting into the rare series and say, hey, change it now.
Oh yeah.
We learned that with CM Punk getting injured. So
yeah. And how do y'all feel about that? I've heard it was a work shoot kind of deal, like because Seth Rollins is injured.
Mm-hmm.
That's
we'll see. Man, we've been duped before, but you know.
And if he's legitimately injured, I hate that. I really do. I really do hate that.
Yeah.
But
I was looking forward to the CM Punk Rollins match.
I don't think we're going to get it this year.
No, we're not.
If we do, it's going to be late this year, and they got to hash some shit out. And I mean, I ain't talking about hashing it out like as in, oh yeah, we got to talk about it. I know. I'm talking about they need to squash their shit. Like they got to get on the same page and work together, not try to kill each other. Because if they're trying to hurt one another, all it's going to do is equal ratings. True enough, but it's going to end up hurting feelings, and somebody's actually going to get legitimately injured.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Like here's the one thing. I was talking to a friend of mine, and here's the thing: both Charlotte Flair and Tessa Blanchard have both huge ass egos, especially with their fathers. If there was a match between them, my theory is it would turn into a legit fucking shoot.
It would, and I'm gonna throw another monkey wrench in there. And you're probably gonna hate when I do this. All right, you have those two, correct?
Yeah.
Let's throw Thunder Rosa in there too.
Oh, dude.
I don't.
And I'm not saying that she would hurt them or it'd be a legit fight, but dude, if they fuck up, she's gonna give them her seat they don't want.
Oh yeah, that's
Mercedes would fuck. Oh God, I think she would fuck both Charlotte and Tessa up.
Yeah, I think Thunder Rosa
was also an MMA fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Legit.
She would fuck them up legitimately. She would go. She would show that fiery Latino on their ass.
You know, I heard
Mara.
It's like I'm a big fan of Thunder Rosa, and I watched that one match where went off script and everything, and she gave her the receipt right on fucking live TV.
What, Britt Baker?
And they accused her of sandbagging.
Not Britt Baker. You know what? No, I watched the Britt Baker match, and
that was a great match.
I know they don't like it. There's a difference when you don't like each other, but you could work together. There's a difference, you know.
Oh, you must be talking about the Tymello thing
with Thunder Rosa.
Oh, you talking about Red Velvet? Well,
Thunder Rosa and Red.
You know, Red Velvet had a match with her. I think it was this past Wednesday night on Dynamite. Wasn't that Red Velvet she wrestled?
Yeah.
And she gave a receipt in that match too. Did you see it?
You know what? No, like I said, I'm behind. It's like I can.
If it wasn't a receipt, it was a really close one, and I'm gonna be honest because she didn't.
Well, the thing is that they're you know, to pull back the curtain, you gotta. I follow Thunder Rosa on her YouTube channel. They're all friends in the back. Well, some of them, you know. I don't think she's like I said. Her and Britt Baker, they're not friends, but they can work.
Yeah.
So, I think she only. God, what was the match?
She did one with Bunny, I think. With Allie or Bunny, whatever you want to call it.
I think she did good. No, it was the one match with gosh, she's not with the company anymore. Either because of that is
Big Swole?
I think it's Big Swole. I think it was
Big
Swole buried herself.
Yeah, Big Swole left way before that. I think Big Swole was gone before Lamar got there. But I know which match you're talking about. I thought it was Ty Mello.
No, they're good friends.
I know the bunny's gone. I know that.
Yeah, I know the bunny's gone, and it was not the bunny. I can't remember
and I know it wasn't Penelope because Penelope can go.
Yeah, Penelope could go. And oh my God, it's gonna drive me nuts. Because I remember the controversy of that, huh?
Was it Jade?
No, not Jade.
Jade and Brittany are good friends.
Yeah.
But they actually had a really good match. But these I can't remember. But basically was that it's like she had a match with somebody and they went off script and went on to business with themselves, and this Thunder Rosa put the smackdown on her.
I think, in my opinion, Thunder Rosa is the locker room leader.
I would look at her like that. Either her or Saraya, I mean.
Saraya is. I like what she's doing. Like people hate her because she left. People hate on her because she left WWE. They call her a traitor.
She's elevated. She's elevated that locker room so much, and I'm not talking about in-ring performance-wise. I'm talking about giving them a voice, letting them put out their actual vignettes or their we're women's wrestlers things. That's all.
It's also because of Saraya. We're getting Mariah May,
dude, and not only that, we're getting Harley. We're getting Harley.
We're also getting Megan Bain,
which is going to be epic. And I heard Viva Van.
I wouldn't be. Oh, I love Viva Van.
I do too. I would love to see her in NJPW Strong or the NJPW LA Dojo and do a lot of good work there, like for the Strong.
I like to see her wrestle. I think she'd have a good match against Willow Nightingale.
What the ones I really wish they would get some more from TNA. I really wish somebody would book Rosemary. I really would like to see her go against the AEW locker room.
And also,
we are go against Tyler Rose.
We're also getting the former Impact, a former TNA Women's Champion too.
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
Other than Deonna Purrazzo.
Oh, I love Deonna.
She is great.
It's like that pisses me off when they body shame her. I'm like, it's like there's nothing wrong with that woman.
They're just WWE drones. They're just mad because she didn't sign to WWE. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I say e-drones, and I'm sorry, but it's true. Those fans are what they call.
You're part of the problem, Phil. You're part of the problem.
Yeah, I know. I'm part of the problem.
I'm just messing.
It's like I just fucking hate tribalism, man. Like
I do too. It's the worst thing ever to happen to wrestling is tribalism, and it never really happened during the WCW, WWF days. It never really.
I just think these, like I said, take this with a grain of salt. But I think these new modern wrestling fans that just were spoiled by WWE all their life, they're fucking soft.
Yeah. SCWF.
They can't handle the fact that other people like other wrestling competitors besides WWE. They always have to bash indie wrestling. Like if it wasn't for, here's the thing: if it wasn't for indie wrestling, you wouldn't have your precious WWE superstars.
Nope.
Yeah.
So shut the fuck up and just enjoy wrestling, you little bitches.
Now this is my dilemma. This is my dilemma here. All right, we got all these other companies out there, and I'm not just talking about the AEW and WWE. I'm not just talking about NJPW. I'm not just talking about DDT. I'm not talking about AJPW. I'm not talking about CMLL. I'm not talking about AAA. All those are the biggest companies in the world, okay? All those I just named are some of the biggest companies in the world. I'm talking about GCW. I'm talking about, unfortunately, the NWA. I'm talking about MLW.
TNA.
TNA is up there. That's an upper echelon too. But the thing
they're finally starting to crawl back.
Dude, TNA has quadrupled.
This is one of the best comebacks in pro wrestling ever.
It is. This is the WCW resurgence of TNA.
Came around. We got TNA has made a comeback.
It has. I mean, this is the WCW resurgence of TNA. Everybody says, well, WCW, all TNA was WCW light.
And if you look at it in the 2000s, Ring of Honor replaced ECW.
And it became ECW light. And now they're saying that AEW is WCW light. How? It's more NJPW light than anything because of the fact of what they're doing there. They're trying to bring Peroso talent into an actual limelight and showcase their actual ability like WCW did with the Great Muta, Masato Tanaka, Masahiro Chono, just like they did with the Pitbull, Tomohiro Ishii.
Tomohiro Ishii? Oh, yeah.
All those people I named were in WCW. People like, oh, that
and now they're getting Kazuchika Okada, and they got Will Ospreay coming in February.
See what I'm saying? And AEW, and be honest with you, AEW is giving that home of NJPW own Turner Broadcasting channels, and I know that's
AAA.
It's that Jeff
and bringing the Mexican luchadors in too.
Oh yeah, so I
they're
mean,
even bringing in CMLL. Like the only difference between CMLL and AAA is that CMLL is lucha libre, but they're more on the mat style lucha libre.
Yeah, they're more of the technical style, you know. Yeah,
and there's nothing wrong with that. And AAA has the more gymnastic style, and you know,
I'm gonna be honest. I'm a huge fan of the AAA. I love the AAA. And some of the best wrestlers come out of AAA. El Hijo del Vikingo, always El Hijo Mexicano, but it's El Hijo.
Let's see, Vampiro.
Yeah,
one of the greatest. He's a legend, man. I was a big fan of Vampiro when he debuted on Nitro. I was like, dude, this dude's 6'6" and he's a cruiserweight. How?
And he's hanging around with the Misfits and ICP.
Dude,
I mean, him and Conan were like legends in AAA.
If it wasn't for Conan, Vampiro would have never gotten WCW. And Vampiro owes that all to Conan, and he will even tell that. He's told that story a million times. He even said it on Lucha Libre or Lucha Underground. He even said it there. He even said it. He said on Wrestling Society X. If y'all remember that, by the way, that's awesome.
I've watched a little bit of Wrestling Society X on MTV. It just sucks it didn't last a lot longer.
One season, and I'm gonna be honest, dude. I was blown away, literally. I mean, you had Matt Sydal, you had Kid Chaos, you had the kid Jack. What is his name?
I think X-Pac was also on Wrestling Society X.
Just incredible. Huey Guerrera.
Oh yes, okay. Now I remember. Now you're saying all these. I was like, wait a minute. They did have a wrestling program. I totally forgot about that.
And
yeah, it was on MTV.
Teddy Hart. Teddy Hart was on there for a while.
Man, that guy has a lot of controversy. I watched a documentary and I'm like,
whoa,
my god,
dude! I'm gonna be honest. I'm not trying to change the subject. I tried to watch the House of Hammer, the Army Hammer story. Him and Teddy Hart would get along perfect, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. They're both tit for tat, crazy as fuck.
Army Hammer, you know what's crazy thing? Army Hammer's around.
He's our age.
He's around the same age as I am. I'm actually a few months older than that guy.
And dude, the cannibalism is real, I guess. Anyway, but I digress. But yeah, him and Teddy Hart, though, man, they have a lot in common. That's all I'm gonna say. They both like cats, and they're both fucked up individuals. And Teddy Hart has a god complex. So does Army Hammer. But I digress. So, but now we're back on the subject of this. Now, what do y'all think about what's going to happen after everything's said and done, all the house cleaning that's going to be done in WWE?
Well, they're going for more. What I heard, they're going for more like a sports-like approach, because that's the reason why they're not bringing in legit wrestlers like Kazuchika Okada or Will Ospreay.
They didn't. Well, from what Will said, it was just a better fit for him to go to AEW because of his family, and not including
exactly.
And he also said the money don't hurt either, because he was being legit honest. He said the money don't hurt, and yet my family comes first.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem with a lot of these wrestling fans. Some things are just more important. Money isn't everything, and like sometimes, like you might get better benefits. Plus, they have health care over in AEW. They got they actually pay for. Tony Khan actually pays for your flights and your hotels and everything. And Vince McMahon only does that. The WWE only does the very select few.
You gotta be up the upper card, bro. You gotta be part of the main event where you get your.
It's all backstage politics bullshit.
Yeah.
And the crazy part about it is, even Triple H has said that he's been trying to get away from that. And slowly but surely, he's making waves. I can honestly say he's making waves and doing that because
he does care about. I do like the fact that Triple H cares about his talent and everything.
Yeah,
that's what I was about to say. He's actually changing the actual main event somewhat. He's moving things around. He's moving pieces. He's moving people around to see where they fit better, to see if they can actually go into the main event role, or if they can just take a slide back.
He finally gave Pete Dunne his gimmick back.
I mean, yeah.
I think it's still waiting for like Vince to go away first, before doing that.
The worst thing ever, man, was taking Karrion Kross and putting him in a demolition S&M mask.
Yeah, that
killed
also, let's see, giving Keith Lee Bearcat.
That was dumb. Or making Karrion Kross job to Jeff Hardy his very first match on Raw.
Oh my God.
And then act like it never happened the week after.
And it's like I felt so bad for Karrion Kross, and it's like they built Triple H built him up to be a fucking dominant badass in NXT.
Dude, that was the greatest entrance ever with a TikTok, dude. That was epic. The smoke show.
And also, Scarlett singing as well. She's a great singer.
Then they bring him to Raw. And they put him in a gladiator suit, and he was the champ. He was the NXT champion. Didn't even have the belt. I was like, "Oh my God!" It's like Vince buried him on the first day of Raw.
There's no coming back from that. And he's still
also. Let's see Nikki Ash as well.
God, dude, don't get me started on Nikki. Almost a superhero.
Nikki, almost a superhero.
I mean,
I think about that for a second.
Nikki Trash.
Oh, dude, I haven't seen. You know what? She wasn't even in the Rumble.
No, she didn't. She didn't show up. I think the last time she showed up was Halloween, isn't it? When she was in
that Battle Royal, where she just stood there and was tossed over the top rope.
What is going on with Nikki Cross?
I think she was very unhappy in the way she was being booked on TV.
Yeah.
Now, I can honestly say this: I would love to see her in AEW because I could see her part of being in a faction with Tony Storm, Mariah May.
Oh my god! Oh god, they would be hilarious together
because they're all British and Australian, dude. Think about it. Literally, think about it. It would be epic, and you have freaking Luther. You know,
and this is crazy. Luther is hilarious.
Dude,
oh yeah,
he's so over. He's been over whenever it was him and Serpentico in a tag team. But
I just like Luther. He just makes you laugh and everything.
Yeah,
you know what?
He's actually cool. He's actually cool, dude. I got a chance to meet him. I got to meet him at Serpentico.
Serpentico is really cool. You know, I think he wrestles. I want to say
he's a really good wrestler, but he's not. I mean, I like the fact he doesn't mind being a jobber.
Dude, I wouldn't even consider them. There's a thing called jobber, and there's another thing called a carpenter. And Arn Anderson was a very firm believer there are differences in jobbers and carpenters. A carpenter is a person that puts over other talent. So
I like how he puts over people, but he also does it with style, though. He makes he's not a boring ham and egger. He's actually quite entertaining when he comes into the ring. He makes you laugh.
And he's in another tag team right now, if I'm not mistaken, with what's his name?
Spanish Announce Team.
Yeah,
he's still. I mean, Serpentico is still hilarious. You know, he's just he's
him and
entertaining.
Him and Luther were the best. I was like, I went to the celebrity right before All Out. They had a celebrity. They had a baseball game. Luther took Serpentico and used him as a bat.
That's epic.
There's a video of that somewhere, man, but it's hilarious.
I love it. And you know what? I want to have a segment on here every week from here on out with you guys, if y'all want to, and we can talk about. And the segment I want to use, and we'll use it as we're about to go off the air next half hour, is the fact that we can actually bring up a former memory and talk about it. Like, for example, like one I want to talk about, for example, is Fall Brawl, 1998.
That was like one of the weirdest war games I ever watched.
With the Warrior coming in twice.
I know. You know what's crazy about it, though? That door entrance also basically really shortened British Bulldog's career from what I've read.
Yeah. I heard about that as because there was some notch or something for the trap door that was sticking out and nobody told him.
Yeah, and he hit it hard. And so did Scott Hall, too. Scott Hall hit it, too. Because that was the same night that Scott Hall wrestled Conan.
Yeah, he wrestled Conan.
Drunk.
Oh, yeah, he was drunk. He was drunk and everything. I remember he was bringing out his little cocktail cup.
Vincent held the cocktail the whole entire match. And he would go out the ring, get a sip, and the commentators were bashing the shit out of him. I
also remember the match between him and Kevin Nash, the last call for Scott Hall match. That wasn't a match. That was just he didn't want to. Kevin Nash didn't care if he won or lost. He lost by count out, but he beat the living shit out of Scott Hall.
He gave him several receipts, and he was like, "What did I do, bro? What did I do? You're drunk.
You're drunk.
That's what you did. You're a fucking slosh."
He gave him not one but two jackknife power bombs.
Yeah, 100%. And
he really felt like he lost his best friend because of all the booze and everything.
It was sad, man. It was god awful.
I didn't realize I thought it was just a storyline, but as I go older, I was like, even Bischoff regrets that storyline. I don't blame him.
And I tell you another thing too, man. Fall Brawl 2000, whenever Paul Orndorff got hurt in the ring, and they had to cancel the match between them and the Billionaire Club, between the
God,
and the Filthy Animals. That was fucking heartbreaking, dude.
What did you think about? Oh God,
I mean,
Mr. Wonderful himself.
I love Mr. Wonderful, man. He was probably one of my favorite wrestlers of the 80s and 90s.
May he rest in peace.
May he rest in peace forever, man.
What do you think about the Natural Born Thrillers?
Love the Natural Born Thrillers, man. Love the Natural Born Thrillers.
Mike Sanders, Chuck Palumbo,
Sean O'Hare, Mark Jindrak, Johnny the Bull.
Oh yeah.
Here's a match from Fall Brawl. That no one talks about, the Chris Jericho defeating the Goldberg impersonator. Well, we're looking at the results right now. It's like,
is that 98? That's 98, ain't it?
That's 98.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty funny when he was reenacting the theme from that one movie. It was that one rock movie.
Spinal Tap.
Yeah, Spinal Tap, where he couldn't find the arena and everything. He almost ended up locked out like he did on an episode of Nitro.
That was great. I loved it.
No, I'm not gonna fall for that again.
I enjoy Jericho.
And he was accompanied by Ralphus.
Ralphus.
And that was like an old B-rated movie from like the 80s.
Blood-sucking freaks.
Yes. And believe it or not, man, Jericho is, people would sit there and talk shit about Jericho. He is probably one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And on top of that, he puts over every single person every single time he can.
Oh yeah.
And
oh yeah, he's selfless. He actually loves his fans.
And on top of that, I mean, we'll probably be banned from the cruise after I say this, but I want to be put on the list, dude. Like, I missed the list, and I mean, I think I belong there permanently. I think I belong there permanently. I mean, and he even said in an interview 3 years ago, whenever he was facing Orange Cassidy, right before the bubbly match, which was
where he got orange juice. OJ.
That was epic, dude. I love that match.
That was
so
hilarious. It gave me like flashbacks to when DX slimed the Spirit Squad.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Or Vince, Shane, and the Spirit Squad. And oh my. Oh.
I love that, dude. And another match that people don't talk about on Fall Brawl was it the pose down between after Scott Steiner beat the living hell out of Buff Bagwell and everybody else in the ring. It was Buff Bagwell.
Rick Steiner gave Buff Steiner bulldog and Rick and the Buff faked his injury.
Yeah,
he pulled possum and he legit jumped him and Buff legit jumped Rick.
And they're like, look, and they did a pose down. I love that, man. It's WCW was. It was where you go to try to resurrect your career after WWF destroyed it.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be negative on that because, dude, they literally tried to destroy the Hitman. They really did.
Yeah. I mean, his first appearance, he was a guest referee.
Oh, yeah.
Joined the company. Even live, if you watch the clip on TV, he's like, is like, really? That's what you want me to do? Then he's like, I would love to be the guest referee. I'm like, what? It was ridiculous.
But in all fairness, though, man, Bret Hart had some really good matches in WCW. The one against Ric Flair, the one against Hogan. He was even part of Hogan's team in the War Games match in '98.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was Hogan, Hitman, and Macho Man. And then you had on Team Wolfpack, you had K-Dog, Scott.
No, yeah, Sting. No, Team Wolfpack, yeah.
Sting,
Luger,
and
Nash.
Yeah. And then Team WCW had Warrior,
Piper, and DDP.
Yeah, Piper and DDP, yeah. And DDP got his ass beat in that match, dude. literally his ass beat in that match. And to be fair on that, DDP proved that he had the stuff to take the title to keep going. And I'm going to end this hour here, and then we'll continue talking about that in a second.
All right, bathroom break.
I hear you. So, what do y'all think about the whole at the end of the night talk about an old former memory and stuff like that? What do y'all think about that?
Sounds good. Yeah.
WCW War Games. That was a crazy event. That was actually one of my first pay-per-views. Like, I was like, did that just happen?
Yeah.
And I was disappointed with the whole incident where the Warrior was chasing, the Ultimate Warrior was chasing Hogan out of the ring. I was kind of disappointed. I wanted to see more of a legit shoot fight.
Oh yeah, 100%, dude. And I'm just glad that the Warrior, man, he busted down the actual ring, like the cage. He like broke the cage down.
Yeah, he ripped a hole in the cage to go after Hogan. That's
dude. That was.
Don't know if that's in his real strength or is that really rage.
I think the actual cage was supposed to be kind of.
Well, yeah, it's supposed to be gimmicked. I know.
Just like the whole cage was gimmicked in TNA, it was actually not gimmicked in TNA. Whenever they broke the cage down with Raven, do you remember that?
Yeah.
When Raven hit the cage and the whole cage side just fell and Raven rolled down the cage. Like, well, the match doesn't end here. You pin him in the middle of the ring, and I was like, that just added more drama to this shithole of a match. Now it's gonna be terrible.
I'll tell you one of the things though. I did like Bobby the Brain Heenan's commentary in WCW as well. He was hilarious.
Dude, he was it. He was the guy. Literally the guy.
Loved some of the stuff he did with Gorilla Monsoon. That was just pure comedy right there.
Oh yeah, it's stuff you can't even do that in commentary nowadays.
Oh God, no, man, because some of that stuff is just PC now, like politically incorrect. I guess.
He called Tito Santana's flying forearm the flying burrito.
And
you can't do that nowadays.
And Gorilla Monsoon said, "Will you stop?"
Yeah, even Mongo McMichael, man, was giving him hell on the commentary. But dude, he's like, "Really, Brain? Really?" Like,
oh yeah, shout out to Mongo, man. I hope he makes it to the Hall of Fame, man. He deserves it.
And that just sucks, though. He has Lou Gehrig's disease, or should I say ALS? Same. For those who don't know what ALS is, it's the same disease that Stephen Hawking had.
Well, yeah.
And not many people live that long with that disease. It's
yeah. Shout out to Mongo.
Pretty sad. It happened. I mean, first it was originally called Lou Gehrig's disease because the first one known to have it was Lou Gehrig.
Yeah, well, the most famous person to have it, yes.
And I think he's in the final list of the Hall of Famer right now. So,
yeah, Lou Gehrig, man. I was a big fan of Lou Gehrig. Even though I'm not a Yankee fan, I'm not a Yankee fan at all. I'm a Marlins fan. And before I was a Marlins fan, because Marlins wasn't a team until '92.
You weren't even alive when Lou Gehrig died.
No, we weren't. But I watched a lot of tapes and stuff whenever I was growing up. I used to go to my local library in Chickasaw, man, and rent VHS tapes of old actual stories and like this weekend or this year in 1938 and this year in 1944. Dude, I watched all that shit, dude. I was a big buff on baseball. I love baseball. And it was my second passion behind wrestling. I'm gonna be honest.
Did you watch the Bay Bears play a lot?
I hated the Bay Bears. God, but they were a good team. They were a good team. They won 2 championships here, and now we don't even have a team anymore. So
what happened to the Bay Bears?
What happened to them?
Yeah.
They got
the Marlins.
No, they didn't. No, actually, the Bay Bears originally were owned by the San Diego Padres, and then they sold them to the Arizona Diamondbacks. And then I think they got traded or sold to the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, and it never made an actual transition. They were just disbanded and sold for whatever. I think now they're called something else somewhere else.
Now we also have the Biloxi Sheffers.
Yeah, and you're a bunch of oyster heads, man.
I didn't even name. I used to work over that in that baseball field, that ballpark, and
dude, it's right across the street from all the casinos. I love it. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful field, and
it was great. You know, I actually watched a few games. We had some prominent players. One of them actually is now. I think last time I checked, he's now playing in South Korea. He was playing in South Korea.
That's awesome. So the question is Sugar still around?
Uh-huh.
That's what I thought. I don't know the closest team that the Marlins have are the Wahoos, which is in Pensacola. The Pensacola Wahoos. They're like I think the AA team for the Marlins, and then I think the AAA team is the Jumbo Shrimp.
Hmm.
I think it's a Jumbo.
I think they would play the Birmingham Barons as well.
The Birmingham Barons are owned by the White Sox. And
the team Biloxi, they're owned by the Bruins.
The Brewers, yeah, they're owned by the Brewers.
The Brewers.
Yeah, and a lot of their players actually I think y'all's center fielder made it to the show, and I think now he's the backup for one of their most predominant players, and I think he plays DH now, which is badass in my opinion. If you can come out of the AAA or AA leagues and go straight to the majors and kill it, my hat's off to you. I love it. And I'm a fan of, like I said, I'm a Marlins fan through and through. I love them, but we are getting off topic.
Yeah,
way off topic. But we were talking about Lou Gehrig's and stuff like that with Mongo McMichael. And I'll end my baseball thing with this. As much as I am a Marlins fan, before the Marlins were a team, I was an Oakland A's fan. I love me some Jose Canseco, even though he started the whole steroid trial in 98, 99 with the Mark McGuire thing and the Sammy Sosa and the Barry Bonds and the Roger Clemens, many, many more, A-Rod and many, many more to go. But and that whole era of baseball from the 80s up until the Marlins played, the reason I was an Oakland A's fan, and this is the craziest thing, it's a segue into wrestling, was because of the way those guys looked, jacked on the field. It reminded me of how Sting, Warrior, Hogan looked in the wrestling ring because of how jacked they were. I mean, hell, dude, Jose Canseco hit almost 60 home runs in 3 years back to back to back, from 86 to 89, went to the World Series in 88. Or was it 89 whenever the earthquake hit? I think it was them against the Giants, I do believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was the earthquake that shook the world, man, because that was one of the biggest earthquakes ever recorded in history over there. And it had it was massive.
I remember it is like, I remember watching the game and it's like,
Candlestick
Park. Right when it happened, you just see him, see one player like, oh shit, and then the feed just cut.
Yeah. And then they come back like 30 minutes later, and all you see is devastation. Because all you could see was above the Candlestick Park. And, dude, that was like some of the craziest times in baseball for me, and that made me more of a fan of baseball. But I was a big Oakland A's fan, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. Now when they're not Oakland anymore, I'm sorry, the Las Vegas A's. I can't do that. I can't. That's terrible. Can't call them Las Vegas, man. I can't do it. So, yeah, they're always going to be Oakland to me. Just like the Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders. Anyway, back to wrestling. But like I was saying, that's the reason why I fell in love with baseball in the 80s. And because if you recall correctly, some of those guys, like John Kruk, showed up in WCW. What's his name? The guy from the White Sox showed up in WCW. The catcher.
Oh my God, I was drawing a blank right now.
Robin Ventura showed up in WCW.
Yeah.
I mean,
somebody showed up in TNA too, ain't it? From the White Sox.
Yep.
Konerko, ain't it?
Huh?
Konerko?
Yeah, Konerko showed up in TNA.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Zach Wild, the almighty Zach Wild showed up in TNA.
Well, of course, he did the national anthem one year. That was epic, dude. Epic. Yeah. But you see, that right there to me is what makes wrestling great. You can have every actual sport come in, they all have one gathering, and it's called wrestling. You had the TNA roster who had Adam Pac-Man Jones, for fuck's sake, Rampage Jackson, King Mo. These are guys that people wouldn't even give a chance in a wrestling ring. TNA did. WCW, Dennis Rodman, Karl Malone. Who would have thought that shit in a million years?
I think Toby Keith wrestled a little bit too.
In TNA, he suplexed Jeff Jarrett with one arm. I mean,
I thought
saying
Dennis Rodman did okay in the match. Even Karl Malone did a good job on that Diamond Cutter.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
I totally agree. But these are basketball and football. Really, nobody in baseball did anything except come in there and pose with the championship and talk about it. And I think John Crook was the only one I think actually took a shot. And I think that was in WCW. Because you also had Jay Leno in WCW.
I remember the match. There was Hogan and Bischoff versus DDP and Leno.
Jay Leno. To be fair, Jay Leno didn't train, had no knowledge of training, had no use of being in that ring. He did it for ratings. And it helped his ratings because, like Arsenio Hall, if y'all remember correctly, Arsenio Hall had a match on his show between Macho Man Randy Savage and Hogan. Y'all remember that? On Arsenio Hall.
That was a long time ago, man.
Yeah, that was a lot.
And I don't know.
Many weeks.
Yeah, brother. And ooh, yeah.
I remember when he brought his show back. That was crazy.
Yeah, because he won all that. He won that contest, and he's like, "Well, I want to bring back the Arsenio Hall show for one time, like for a whole season." To be honest, it was terrible, but it was still cool to see it. It was still cool to see it. But I'm not trying to get away from that. But because Arsenio Hall was in WCW.
Yeah, he always had wrestlers on his show. So,
Dude, he's a huge wrestling fan. He's been known to say that. And the biggest wrestling fan of them all was Johnny Carson. But he barely had any wrestlers on his show except Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper. And he had a couple of others. But those are the two major ones I do remember. And he was also one of the reasons why they had Saturday Night Main Event, too. So, yeah. And people won't say that, but it's true because Carson was alive during that time, and Carson was on air. Him and Ed McMahon. Who don't love Ed McMahon? Who don't love big old Ed, man? And the segue from that, though, I mean, wrestling now has gone to leaps and bounds, and people doing podcasts like what we're doing here. And most of the wrestlers want to get their name out. Hell, Hacksaw Jim Duggan has a podcast now, and it's really good. It's really
Kurt Angle's podcast is pretty fun, too.
Whose?
Kurt Angle's.
Yeah, Kurt Angle has a great podcast, dude.
He has Conrad Thompson.
Conrad Thompson is amazing,
Conrad
man.
Thompson I think he's more legit than Brian Last.
He's married to the Flair dynasty, so.
What I'm going to say about Conrad, and it's true because it holds water. Conrad is a wrestling fan, but he made his money in real estate, and he used that money in real estate to fund his passion of wrestling. And to me, honest on that, my friends, is a fucking genius. You take your money that you earned and you worked hard for it, and you can pay all your bills with, and you take all that money you have left over and fund your actual passion. That's goals, man.
I mean,
that's squad goals.
He owns the big gold belt, man.
I mean, hell, if he wanted to, dude, I honestly believe he can buy Jim Crockett Promotions. Hell, I mean, he helped him get back on the map with Ric Flair's last match. I mean, he put that on himself. That's all JCP. And And the crazy part about it is, not only is that just JCP, you had GCW part of that. You had a lot of other people part of that promotion, like just to put on Ric Flair's match. That was the icing.
Wasn't that the Briscoes or FDR was on that, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think they wrestled Arn Anderson's son and
somebody.
It was Rock. Rockin'. It was shit. It was Cal. It was Morton. What is Ricky Morton's son's name? Kerry. It was Kerry and Brock Anderson, wasn't it? When it Kerry Morton and Brock Anderson.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, and it was actually a legit match. And to be honest, Kerry Morton is fucking phenomenal. Fucking phenomenal. I love him as a heel. He sucks as a face. He's a great heel because he's a chicken shit, and I love it. And he to me personally, he's it. He's probably one of the next up and coming stars that needs to get away from the NWA umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
And as much people give like NWA is doing things and stuff, I literally tried to watch some of that shit on that CW app. I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
Hey, Swamp Thing's pretty good on CW.
Okay.
Fuck you, man. Swamp Thing's awesome.
Dude, I watched dude, it only lasted 2 seasons.
1. I have it on Blu-ray.
Yeah, that's right. 1. Yeah, I mean, it was a great show on DCU whenever DCU was around. It was great.
They get
booted.
Max.
Dude, when DCU was around, they even had the actual pilot of Aquaman, like the actual television show they were going to put out there with the dude that was in.
Oh my God, I totally forgot about that.
It was actually legit good. I wanted to see more of it. I'm playing a few of that, but Aquaman's my favorite DC character, and I don't give a fuck, you know.
I thought Jason Momoa did a pretty good job as Aquaman.
He did, even though he looks like Roman Reigns' stepbrother. But I mean, if you put them side by side, which one's which?
I remember John Cena calling him basically a Aquaman cosplayer.
Yeah, and I love whenever Aquaman showed up on Peacemaker. That shit was fucking hilarious. That was fucking epic.
Fish. Go fuck some fish.
You fish fucker.
I'm tired of everybody spreading them rumors. That was a rumor?
That was a rumor? Yeah, that shit was hilarious, man. And he showed up, dude. That shit was even funnier. I was like, oh my God, dude. But in all seriousness, though, man, we've been talking for, about all these allegations on Vince. We talked about the shit that happened with Brock Lesnar and the other people coming out of it. And from what I've been reading is there's more. There's going to be a lot more coming.
Oh yeah, this is going to last for like a long, long time.
I believe it's going to be the biggest trial in wrestling history.
This is the beginning.
It's going to be the biggest trial in wrestling history because this is going to
see it's all McMahon's fault. Is if he paid that woman that money, she would have kept her mouth shut.
Now I have a question: if he dies before this case is settled, who wins?
No one.
No one.
Holy fuck! So that means that he could fucking die and nothing happens.
Remember what happened to remember what happened to with Jimmy Snuka when he was on he would have dementia.
He never got tried for that case. He was never arrested for that case. They were talking about doing it. They were talking about doing a thing, but he died. And they let it go.
They were going to get ready to
Vince covered it up.
Charges, and he was like,
Vince was the one that covered it up, though.
But you hear what I'm saying, though? What happens if Vince dies before this case is settled? Because the man's old, bro. He's old. And let's be honest, he's 80 years old. I don't expect him to live very much longer, no offense to him, because what happened with Joe Paterno whenever he left the actual Penn State, he was dead within a year.
Oh, yeah.
What's going to happen to Vince being left alone?
He's probably gonna die of old age.
He's gonna die in a year.
Shoot.
So
you never know, man, because like that happened with I know it's kind of like offset, but it happened with my grandfather. Is like he once he retired, he was like once he retired, he was dead within like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, Vince is 78 years old. He's his birthday is 2 days before mine.
So you see what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
You share a birthday with Vince. How does that feel, Phil?
2 days. I feel disgusted.
You know what? I'm gonna start calling you Vince.
Happy birthday to you.
I would never do that to you, bro. You should know better. You should know better. I would never do that to you. I love you too much to do that to you, man. That's horrible. That's horrible. That's like I found out recently. I share a birthday with a person that I've never met, and the way they sound, I feel terrible. Like I wish I didn't share the same birthday as them, and because they treated a person very terrible and they ended up on bad terms. But I personally don't know them, so I hope that never happens to me. And I would never wish anything bad to anyone that has anything like that, especially with Vince McMahon going on. And I'm not saying the man is guilty, but I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm just saying there's a lot of information and a lot of defamation coming out about his character and about the way he ran his business and about how he ran things, why he was still owner/operator of WWE. Mm-hmm. And just like my buddy Ben said, fuck billionaires. Billionaires suck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And they get away with everything,
They do. They're not human, man. They're like aliens is what people call them. And because they can't have normal conversations like me and you can have. They don't know what it's like to be poor. And they're like, oh, Vince started out poor. Dude, if being a thousandaire is poor, fuck, dude. I wish I was a thousandaire. Hell, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he may not have been born with a golden spoon in his mouth, but shit, I know that motherfucker had to be silver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, but that's neither here nor there. But when we talk about wrestling, it's going to leave a black mark on his company. Even though he don't own it no more, it's still going to leave a black mark on the WWE, which is wrong, and it's very, very disheartening.
This is going to be a good episode of Dark Side of the Ring, I can tell you that.
Dude, it's going to be a terrible episode of Dark Side of the Ring. And those
guys, which new season's coming up.
Yes, it is, and they're even.
But Bagwell's going to be an episode.
Sonny as well.
Oh God, that's going to be a train wreck.
Wow.
And Sonny was already. Wait a minute. Sonny was an episode.
Was it?
Yeah, and Sonny and Chris Candido.
That was about Chris Candido, though. It wasn't really about Sonny.
Yeah, it was more. Yeah, it was more about him than her. Not.
Yeah, because he was a peelhead, dude. He was a rocking peelhead. But now
Angle's going to be an episode, or should I say Perk Angle?
Yeah. Well, they
I don't like calling him.
I heard they were actually nixing.
I'm sorry if
I heard they were nixing that episode.
Which one?
The Kurt Angle episode. I heard they were nixing that.
You know what? I didn't see his name up when I saw the trailer for the new season. I didn't see him on there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I heard they nixed his episode because they're talking about putting that on the next season. And I'll tell you another episode that's going to probably be on next season, and that's Brock Lesnar.
There's the urination.
Yeah, about the urination.
Look, miss, I want to see you pee.
God, dude. Yeah. You're a sick bitch. What the fuck, dude? Like, ugh.
Oh, yeah. Since I got my Netflix back, I'm actually going to check out that show about OVW.
Oh, it's about the Warriors of Wrestling or something like that?
No, yeah, the Warriors of Wrestling. There's even another one that's a Spanish one. It's about Lucha Libre as well.
Mm-hmm.
I even watched the Glow show. That was pretty good. It had, I liked the fact it had Carlito in it.
And it had Awesome Kong.
Oh yeah, it did.
Mm-hmm. Had a lot, and they even had Miz's protege in it too. What was his name? Alex Riley.
I have to go recheck that show out.
And it had Chavito.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it had a lot of good wrestlers in it, man. It had a lot of good wrestlers. It had because one of the women that was in Glow was Captain Lou Albano's daughter.
Really?
Oh yeah. I actually heard Ivory was in Glow originally as well.
Mm-hmm.
I actually watched the documentary and everything.
Yeah, she was actually one of the main eventers.
Oh, in the original Glow, yeah. She was in there.
Mm-hmm.
Probably she's in her 60s now. She still looks great for her age.
Dude, she's an amazing woman, man. I'll tell you, like, the most amazing women of the 90s that have never aged a day, in my opinion, is Terry Runnels, Jacqueline Moore, Ivory, Major Guns, and
Kylie Buck.
I love her, dude.
If you look her up, you'll find some NSFW content.
Already did. Dude, that's why I had tissues whenever I was a kid, bro. That's all I'm.
Oh, you stop!
I'm honest, bro. I mean, dude.
The honesty almost got you in trouble the last time.
True story. So the thing is, though, and in my defense, I didn't know nothing about Missy Hyatt. If I don't know about Missy Hyatt, I don't think Tylee Buck would have been in my picture, if you know what I'm saying. So, and in my defense, and Missy Hyatt is a smoking hot lady. I think she's in her 60s as well. Smoking hot woman. And if she watches this, hey, hit me up. I'll give you my number. I'm on Instagram. I'm on
Don't
Facebook.
listen to him.
Yeah, don't listen to me.
That's a gilf now, man.
I don't care, bro. Don't care. She's been, dude, I'm telling you, man, the stuff that she talks about, like I listen to some of her shoots. Bro, I'm all about that life. I was gonna say, bro, I'm all about that life. I want that smoke, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, I can handle that. A little hot in here right now. Whew. Anyway, let's just change the subject. All right. So back to Fall Brawl '98. Good segue.
Match.
Good stuff. I love the fact that every match on that card was equal, if not better, than some of the stuff that was even in WWF at that time. Because
I even loved Alex Wright. I thought he was.
You mean Berlin?
No, pre-Berlin. God, that's one of the
Berlin. 98 was Berlin.
That's one the kind. Not Berlin. Oh my God, that was just awful.
I like Berlin.
The Dancing Fools, Alex Wright and Disco Inferno.
Oh God, Disco Inferno. Let's talk
Disco
about
Inferno had. Oh my God, I hate to say it, but I do agree with Cody Rhodes. What he said. He never drew a dime.
He did. He drew a dime. And I'm gonna tell you why Glenn Gilberti drew a dime. Glenn Gilberti has put out. He had his own wrestling promotion for a while over in Las Vegas, and Glenn Gilberti helped produce a lot of content for TNA. He helped get TNA a better television show whenever they were on the Fox South.
Fox Sports South?
Yeah. They got off that channel real quick. Remember that? Thank God.
Oh, yeah. So that's the reason why they're on Spike TV.
Yep, because he helped them get a better deal. He helped negotiate them a better deal on a better station. So
WWE was going back to USA at that time.
Yep, and that was right before they started doing that's right before they did the Brother 2009 Monday night. We're going to be live on Monday night, which I was like, oh, dear God, that's going to fail.
And it did.
Dude, because as soon as they announced what they were doing, they should have never pulled that hat. They should have never told them what they were doing. They should have went on ahead and did it, and it would have actually, I think, changed the world. because if they could have pulled it off and snuck that in there without WWE knowing to go grab Bret Hart and clear that whole cash up with them and him and Vince, I think honestly TNA would have had a chance. But they announced it live on their pay-per-view at Genesis. We're live Monday night, tomorrow night, live on Spike TV. I was like, this is going to be a train wreck.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, we have Jeff Hardy. I was like, oh dear God. And then they had that stupid cage that was like the Tina Turner freaking
Thunderdome.
Dear God. I hated that thing. That thing was a death trap, man. It looked god awful. It looked like a trapeze going.
Everybody said they hated that 6-sided ring.
But it wasn't just a 6-sided ring, it was a dome on top of it. It looked like a jungle gym.
Well, I heard the 6-sided ring. A lot of people that say they're not bringing it back because it's not safe.
It's too tight. It's way too tight. And the only people that actually benefited from it, and AJ Styles was honest about it. He said the only people that benefited from it are people that had actual backgrounds in gymnastics. Because,
basically AJ Styles.
Well, Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles, Petey Williams,
Suicide,
Loki, Amazing Red, all those, the high flyer, the X Division guys, Samoa Joe. All these guys benefited from that 6-sided ring. The only people that didn't benefit from the ring were, and he pulled it off very well, and that was Monty Brown. Monty Brown pulled that 6-sided ring off more than anybody out there.
Basically, the older guys couldn't do it
because of the fact that it was too tight. The person who had the hardest time, and it was Mick Foley. He said it was way too tight, and it hurt a lot whenever they bounced off the ring, off the rope, because it felt like it pulled their skin a little. And Scott Steiner said the same. Booker T said it. Kurt Angle said it pulled a little bit, but it wasn't that bad as what people make it out to be. But Kurt Angle could wrestle in fucking, this is amazing, anywhere. You know, he's good. He's good at what he did.
Jeff Hardy benefited from the
6-sided ring. Yeah, but also Jeff Hardy was always on drugs too. Let's just be real.
Yep. Unfortunately, yeah.
And I'm not trying to take nothing away from the man. I love the man. I really do. I think he's a great athlete, even though that everybody says he's unhappy in AEW, him and Matt. But their run right now is some of the best shit they've done in a long time.
They're putting people over. I mean, it's kayfabe. You know, most of that stuff's a work. They're just pretending.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Because, like Samoa Joe has said, we want to get the action back into the ring. We want to bring drama back into the ring instead of outside bullshit. Like the whole incident with CM Punk, the whole incident with Jungle Boy, the whole incident with whatever. You know, they want to get away from that and bring it back into the fucking ring. Because when you bring it back to the ring, you tell great stories, you sell merch, and you actually make your fans pay attention to what the product is selling instead of worrying about what's outside the ring. That's just my take on it. Just my take. I don't know.
No, I believe it. I just burped because I was like, excuse me.
Oh, sorry. We're all men here. It's okay. But
it is getting late, guys. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'll say this. Enjoy your trip tomorrow. Drink a hand grenade for me.
I will.
Thank you. Thank you. And if you're not listening to Ringside Rants, you're doing life.
Doing wrong life.
Yep.
And
not doing life wrong.
You're doing wrong life. Doing life wrong.
You're doing wrong life wrong.
And we are food for your ears. So eat up, listen, drink it in, man. And thank you.
Embrace
the suck.
Embrace the suck.
Yes. And I thank you all for tuning in again. That is Phil, the Japanese guru, and Mr. Bad Karma himself, Mr. Josh from
Bad Karma.
Yeah. Yep. And everybody, Trogdor wins. And
Burninator.
Yeah, Burninator, yeah. Strong Bad. If y'all know, y'all know who Strong Bad is, right?
Sissies.
And Grogu.
And Grogu. Do you know who Strong Bad is?
He looks like a luchador / boxer.
Yeah. You, Josh, you got homework. Look up homestarrunner.com. Love you all. Good night. Check us out. Deuces.
Later.
Later, bros.
Later, dudes.
Later, man.
Oh, jeez.
Thank you, gentlemen, for choosing.